Oh, come on.
Leslie is in need of a second date update this morning, and we're going to do our job, right, Jen?
Do your job.
We're going to try to get it done for her.
Yeah.
Hi, Leslie.
Hi, guys.
What's going on?
Well, I've been listening to Second Date Update for years, and I never thought that, I'd call you for one. But this is just killing me, and I need some answers.
Well, we'll do our best. Let's start from the beginning. Tell us how you met Thomas and how that first date went, and we'll go from there.
Well, I got divorced a couple years ago, and that was hard, so I just recently started dating again, and met a few guys, but this was the first one that I really, really liked. And he and I met up the first time for coffee, and immediately, right away, he asked me to go to dinner with him. I assumed he liked me too. He was acting like he did. And then a few days after coffee, he picks me up. We go to Red Lobster.
Nice.
And I thought everything went really well. The conversation was great. I felt like we really connected. Thomas and I have a lot in common. We like doing the same things. We're both homebodies. And when we do go out, we like doing the same things. Like we like going out to dinner, to movies. Occasionally we both like going to live music. Like that's so much in common. So I don't know. It just seemed like a really good fit. And then when he drove me home, he came in for a little bit, Nothing sketchy, just a snack and some tea and a little more talking. But then when he left, he gave me a hug.
I love that.
You love the hug?
No, I love the little snack
and tea.
Come inside for a snack and some tea. That's
How do you not want to date somebody who takes you, in for a snack?
I love that.
Thank you.
Sorry, continue. I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay. So no, he just gave me a hug and said he had a nice time, and that was it. But then I never heard from him again.
Well, do you think he was expecting more when you invited him in? Like, do you think he wanted a
different kind of snack?
Ew.
I wouldn't have thought so. I thought maybe he would have wanted to kiss me, and I kind of left it open for that. But he didn't make any moves besides just to...
Hold on. Explain this to me. Because as a guy, I have always wondered, how do women, quote unquote, leave it open for that, like you just said? Like, if you're not making that move, how are we supposed to know? I get busted on this all the time.
Because is it kind of true that men are always willing to kiss you?
For sure.
He wasn't.
But there's that dance.
Sure.
You don't want to be that guy.
You
want to be
fast.
you want to be a gentleman, and
I assume he's trying to read the room, read her.
Yeah, but guys are clueless often. So you
Most of
kind
the time.
That's my point.
You kind of have to be like, how about we make out? Or
What
just
did you
make
do?
out with them.
Oh,
What-
okay.
Yeah.
So what did you do to open that door to let him know it would be okay to go in for one?
I was sitting pretty close to him on the couch and kept touching his arm as we were talking and sort of leaning in a way that would make a kiss sort of natural.
See, I love that. That's my favorite move. Is when
the lean in.
Yep. And she leans in and she gets closer and closer and closer, and the voice gets softer and softer, and you're practically touching.
And she sticks her head out and she closes her eyes and parts her mouth.
And then you kiss her, and she's like, "Oh my God, what are you doing?"
Back up.
Right.
Yeah, but the touching, though, too. Touching the arm, touching the leg. That's all very forward.
All right. We've established that Leslie opened the door, and he didn't walk through it.
Yeah, and that was it. I just never heard from him again.
That's too bad.
All right.
Now, is there anything weird in your house? Do you have like a weird porcelain figurine collection or something, or creepy dolls in the house?
No, but I did text him after I didn't hear from him. I did text him to thank him for a really lovely evening, and nothing.
Okay. What'd that hug feel like? Did it feel like an enthusiastic embrace or a half-hearted?
Or a lean over pat on the back.
It wasn't a lean over pat on the back, but it wasn't very enthusiastic, I didn't think.
I know the type.
Something happened.
All right. We're going to take a break here, Leslie, and when we come back, we're going to call Thomas and see what's going on and see what's up. Stand by. Second date update continues next. So Leslie is divorced. been out on a few days, but the first guy she really liked was Thomas. So after dinner, he drives her home. She invited him in. He hung out for a while, but he didn't stay. He gave her a hug. She left wide open an opportunity for him to kiss her. He didn't take it. She reached out, no response. Here we are.
Hello.
Hi, Thomas. It's Jeff and Jenn at Q102. How you doing?
Jeff and Jenn on the
radio.
That's it, babe.
Hello.
What's happening?
Did I win something?
Not yet. We'd love to set you up at the dinner. That's why I always tell people whenever we call them, that's the first question they ask. Did I win something? The other thing they ask is this a second date update?
No. Oh.
Now, Thomas, you had to know this was a possibility. When you go out with someone and you don't respond to their text or call them back, you're going to get a phone call.
Yep, it could happen. It could happen to anyone at any time who behaves in this manner.
I think we have spoken
man.
to all but a small handful of single people in town that have ghosted someone.
We're coming for you next.
That's right.
We will find you.
Oh man. Okay.
Now, we spoke with Leslie. She sounds lovely. I don't know what your problem is.
Sad. Okay.
She sounds she charmed us. We like her.
Yeah.
Well, oh man, I don't want to come off like a jerk.
Well, don't be a jerk. Just speak honestly and respectfully.
Okay. All right. All right. I just, I think she might want to date men just a little bit older. I'm 45. She's 41. Not that I, want to out our ages or anything.
But you're relatively close in age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not like I'm 45 and she's 23 or anything like that, which is horrifying to me. But I just think she might want to start trying to match with like guys maybe into their 50s.
Well, that's really interesting that you say that, because when she was describing your date, she said you two discovered all these things you had in common. Like you're both homebodies, but you like to do the same things when you do go out. You both like concerts. You like a lot of the same TV shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the disconnect?
That stuff is there. And I mean, like those were, things that we identified in each other. It's just, I don't think she's going to find a lot of guys in their 40s who are like her.
Why not?
For starters, I let her, we went to coffee and then I asked her to dinner. I let her pick the restaurant. She picked Red Lobster.
I love Red Lobster. What's wrong with Red Lobster?
Same.
I like Red Lobster.
What's the best thing on the menu, Jen?
I don't do Red Lobster.
What?
It's seafood.
Yeah, she's not a
Salmon,
big
the ultimate
seafood fan.
feast. They
Yeah.
have crab legs. We like a good popcorn shrimp for the child. The Cheddar Bay biscuit.
Oh, yeah, the biscuits.
See, he gets it.
But she wanted to go at 5 so we could get the early bird specials.
That's really funny.
I'm still seeing nothing wrong with this situation.
Frugal.
Okay, all right. I was like, okay, that wasn't like a deal breaker for me. I was like, okay, sure, why not? She asked for a doggy bag, and she kind of seemed to be in like a little bit of a hurry to get home.
Well, wheels on at a certain time,
Yeah, but we go back to her house. She invited me in. She had made snacks, like finger sandwiches with the crusts cut off.
I love that. That's so British.
I was going to say tea time.
Yeah.
I like this too. I like a good early dinner and then a snack about 7.
Well, that's the thing. It was like a tea time. Like she had tea and cookies. And the tea was like Lipton tea bags and some honey in there. And then we sat there and talked. And then at 7:55, she was like, oh, it's getting late. Almost my bedtime. And she handed me a Werther's Original.
Oh, Lord.
And walked me to the door.
Now we're drawing the line.
That's really funny.
I was, I left, there was a hug. And I was like, what just happened here? Did I just go on a date with my grandmother?
Should you check your sugar while you were there? Well, we're under 180. You can have another cookie.
Oh, you're irritable. Here, have some orange juice. But I mean, little things like that, and whatever. I mean, it's fine. Live and let live.
What night of the week did you go out on a weeknight?
No, it was a Friday night. The night you go out and stay up late.
Well, did she have,
Maybe she had to work the next
maybe
day.
she had an early
Saturday.
pickleball game on Saturday.
Who knows?
Let's ask Leslie,
ask.
because I want to bring her into the conversation. We're kind of going off on a tangent here, and I want Leslie to participate. You still with us?
Yep.
So how do you respond to what Thomas had to say about his impressions of you?
I mean, I guess we don't have as much in common as I thought we did, which is disappointing. But I feel like he just made fun of me for 10 minutes to you guys, and I don't really appreciate that very much.
Well, let's talk about the early hour of dinner. Did you have to get up early the next day? Do you work Saturdays?
No, I mean, I don't have to get up early on Saturdays. I like to get up early on Saturdays. I like to clean to make sure my place is nice for the weekend, but I had cleaned before because I was having company coming, which was Thomas. I have a routine. I like to go for a walk, go to farmers markets, get my errands done so that I have the rest of the weekend to myself. I think a lot of people do that.
I get that.
I'll tell you, honestly, our house is an early house. We are up at 6 to 6:30. It doesn't matter if it's a Saturday or a Sunday. We're in bed most of the time between 9 and 10, and we do eat dinner between 5 and 6. It's just like our
That's your
house
schedule.
rituals. Yeah. And I know it's weird and early for people, but we can't not do it. It's weird. Like even sleeping in late is 7.
Yeah, and your body gets used to it.
Tell me about the Werther's original.
Yeah.
Like that?
It's a good candy.
That's a
That was
new
joke.
one.
That was just a joke. Like I had some Werther's originals. I got them from work, and I just thought it was funny to give him one on the way out the door. It wasn't. I don't sit around eating Werther's originals. I'm not a grandma. I'm just a normal person trying to live her life and maybe meet someone.
Tell me about the inspiration behind the finger sandwiches with the crust cut off and the tea. That's kind of unique, too. I think it's cool. I'm not knocking it. Is that a thing? Like, are you British? Like, what is that about?
Well, I am an Anglophile, but we were going out to dinner early. He did seem to think 5 was really early. I did want to talk to him more. So I thought it would be really nice of me to have something to nibble on while we talked longer.
And the pre-planning is amazing.
Yeah, I like
She
that
had
too.
the sandwiches ready.
Yeah.
The Werther original is a bit odd, but
You don't sound like my grandmother.
no.
You don't have any certs in that purse of yours, do you?
Valaments. That's what my
Valaments.
grandpa used to give out.
Oh,
So
no.
funny.
No.
Yeah, but also she was into you, dude. She was like trying to put it on a little. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of felt that, like, by that point, I was not trying to think. There's no nice way to say this. Like, I wish you the best. I really do. But I that's not where I'm at. So,
Okie doke.
All right.
Yeah, that was kind of a bummer how that ended. And we went back a bit for that one. That was early October. Fast forward to today, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Thomas back to the Jeff and Jen Morning Show.
Hi, Thomas.
hey, guys.
What's up,
Good to
man?
talk to you again.
Thank you for
It's been a
coming on
while.
Second Date Update Update Week.
Yeah, we appreciate you stopping back in.
Oh, it's my pleasure. My pleasure. So here's why I'm here. I'd like to do a redo of the last time we spoke.
A redo.
okay with you guys.
Were you not
Yeah.
happy with your first do?
Well, no. Short answer, no. Of course, everybody I knew was listening the day that we did the second day update back in
They
October.
always are. They always are.
And I got reamed.
You
oh
did.
my God. Like, everybody had opinions.
Okay.
My mom was listening, and she was like, you were super disrespectful. Like, my coworkers all thought I was mean. My sisters said that she sounded nice, and they also had opinions and said that I never date nice women. So there's that.
Okay.
And I pretty much told them all to F off. Well, except Mom, because, you can't do
You
that.
can't yell at your mom for scolding you.
Right. And I
Huh.
just took it.
So
like
everybody
a good son.
everybody was taking her side on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I went back and I listened to the podcast again, and I regretted it, honestly. She was really sweet on our date, and when you listen to it, you can tell that she's like a good and like really kind person, and she did not deserve the way I talked about her.
Okay.
It ate at me for a couple weeks before I bit the bullet, and I called her, and she picked up, and that shocked me. So I just laid it all out. I apologized, and she could have let me have it. And she could have said that I was fucking rude and any number of things. But she didn't. She was just really gracious, and she said she appreciated the apology, and then she explained everything to me. Here's why it was the way it was. She works from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., and then she gets up at 3:30 in the morning so she can exercise and meditate and walk the dog before she goes to work. That's why she goes to bed early.
That's why she wants to have dinner at 5 o'clock.
Exactly.
And that's why it's, what was it, 7:55 or something? She said that it was getting late and she needed to go to bed.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And then afterwards, she volunteers at a senior center where she teaches cooking classes, which explains like the sandwiches with no crust and tea and the Werthers and all that stuff. And
She brought home leftovers from her volunteering job to feed to her date.
That's so funny.
I mean,
I love it. Well, you don't
in
want to waste
hindsight,
food.
It's very nice.
Yeah. Oh,
But
wow.
Here's the thing about Red Lobster, because you remember we went to Red Lobster.
Mm-hmm.
She's a nephew that just started working there, and it was his first job, and she wanted to go there and be waited on by him, and didn't want to out herself as his aunt. So there were reasons for all of it, and I felt awful about judging her for all of it, because like when you take all of that out of the date, everything was good. The conversation, the connection, all the stuff in common, like we actually are really compatible. So
I wonder why didn't she explain it to you then?
That's what I'm sitting here thinking the whole time. Like, how is this not cleared up the last time we spoke?
I wish I had an answer for you.
I guess because we were too busy reacting to what you were saying.
Yeah, well, maybe
She might
we
have felt
all
piled
judged
on.
Right.
a little too quickly, and that's the lesson we learn along the way here, friends.
Interesting. I would have been wary about your phone call thinking, I hope you're not just calling me because you feel bad. I mean, thanks, but you
yeah,
legit wanted to go out with her again, for real.
Yeah, I mean, she's a great person. We have a lot in common, and like now that I know what I know, like
This is not out of guilt
no,
by your mother and everybody who ragged on you.
No, I mean, they're behind me on this, but it wasn't guilt from mom.
You're not
Although
feeling
she does
pressure.
want me to settle down with a nice girl and have grandkids.
I love that
But,
your sis.
She's a mom.
I love that your sisters are like, you screwed that one up because you never date nice women, and now you went out on a date with a nice woman,
And you screwed it up.
and
You
you're
really
being
did.
an a-hole.
Yeah.
So are you dating her now? Are you guys together? Are you dating?
We have been seeing each other. Yeah, it's been great.
Well, that's good.
Is she around? Is she there? Is she with you? Do we get to talk to her?
I'm actually on my way to work right now, but
Well, we still have her info. We can call and conference you guys. Do you have time?
I do. Yeah.
Well, let's call her.
All right.
Hello?
Hey, Leslie.
Hi, Leslie.
Jeff and Jen, how are you?
Oh, my God. Hi.
Hi.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. And we have Thomas on the line as well, conferenced in.
Hi.
Hi.
How's your day going?
So you're really dating this guy?
Yes. Can you believe it?
No, I can't. I mean, I guess I can. I'm happy to hear that you are.
I mean, all of the explanations, make sense of why you were doing the things that you were doing. We're just wondering why you didn't, in the initial call, why didn't you say, well, this is why I
think I was like, I'm not on the radio ever. So I think I was like a little freaked out and flustered. And
Right.
he had such a negative view of me. I just didn't think to defend myself in that way at the time.
Yeah, and you did, you don't want to get all defensive and sound. Because a lot of times, like, if I can feel like I've got anger building up inside of me and want to respond, I know it's going to come out really angry and defensive, and I just get quiet instead.
Yeah, that's how I get too.
Yeah.
Or tears is the other option, and I didn't want that either.
Well,
Yeah.
and you feel sometimes like if you're this misunderstood, it's not even worth having to explain it to this person because it's a lost cause, so why bother?
Exactly.
Right. I get
Or
it.
mad at this person for judging you and not asking questions, just jumping to assumptions. See, I'm still kind of mad at him, I think.
Whoa, there's no need. Everything's fine now.
Yeah, they moved on from this months ago.
Well, this is the first time hearing about it, so I'm going to need a minute to
That's
process.
so funny.
Well, thank you. But yeah, I couldn't stay mad at him for very long.
I mean, he's
good.
a very bubbly, upbeat, friendly sounding guy.
He is, and he's
True.
so great.
I am.
He comes with me to the nursing home to volunteer.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and everyone loves him there, of course. He's especially good at dancing with the ladies. And
Sure.
We go out to eat early, of course, to Ruby's and Soto's. So we do hit up all the nice places. But we also like to go to Red Lobster on occasion and enjoy giving my nephew a hard time.
That's great.
We get free biscuits when we go, too.
That's cool.
That's worth the price of
That's
admission
sweet
right there. Yeah.
You bet.
Well, I'm glad to hear this because you answered my question. I was going to ask how things have been going, and it does seem like you guys are genuinely happy when Thomas is not putting his foot in his mouth. So
That's
that's
right.
good.
Yes.
And you've adjusted, I mean, and I love that he's been able to adjust his schedule. So, I mean, how does that work? Have you started going to bed early and getting up really early, or do you just kind of part ways when she goes to bed at 8 and you do your own thing? Are you a night owl? Are you an early bird? How is that working out?
I usually stay up a little bit later, but then, I go to bed. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a schedule that is workable. We know that.
Oh, yeah. You must.
Good.
It's so sweet. He gets up at 5 a.m. and makes me breakfast before I go to work. So he doesn't get up and exercise or meditate with me, but he does get up and make me breakfast every morning.
That's
which is
nice.
so
That's awful nice.
I like that.
That's sweet.
Well, good for you guys. It was
Yeah.
good. Yeah, this was fun. I'm glad we caught up.
Yeah.
Thank you. Me too.
There are lessons to be learned here for sure.
Now, I don't know what they are, but
Don't jump to conclusions.
Oh, right.
Don't make assumptions. Don't judge.
yes.
Get all the information first and ask questions. If you don't understand or are curious, ask.
Yeah.
I could keep going, but I think that's enough for us to focus on right now. You guys are cute.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to get a hold of Leslie and talk to you both. Really appreciate you coming on Second Date Update Week, and don't be strangers.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Take it easy.
I'll tell you too.
All right. Second Date Update Week. So if you missed any part of that, we will run it again starting in about a half an hour for all of those listeners that join us around 8 o'clock. And in the meantime, if you need a little help with the Second Date Update, you just have to send us an email, Jeff and Jenn at WKRQ.com. Then we've got one more left tomorrow, another brand new Second Date Update. And it looks like it's going to be a doozy.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be good. All right, coming up. Do you feel like your life is passing by very slowly?
So slow. On Mondays and Tuesdays. Slow.
Certain days, maybe a little slower than others. And then, you got me who's like, God damn, that
They
was
just
quick.
fast. I went fast.
So fast. This show is almost half over. It's flying
Yeah.
by. Also, start collecting catch-up packets. You could win $100,000. We'll explain news that didn't make the